How's it going, guys? So today I wanted to do something a little bit different. I just wanted to talk about some DC news stuff and bits and pieces from around the interweebs, stuff that I don't usually get a chance to talk about because I'm doing figure reviews or working on other videos that I'm just never gonna get done. But I wanted to have a chance to sit down and talk right now, so let's do just that. Let's chew some fat. That sounds kind of gross. Who chews fat? Ugh. Let's zoom in just a little bit closer. Ah, that's better. So, let's talk about television to start with. Let's just get the heavy stuff out of the way right now. In DC TV news, there's two things that kind of got my attention this week. For one, Ruby Rose was cast as Batwoman. A lot of people kind of lost their mind. They were like, no, not Ruby Rose as Batwoman. It's going to be the worst thing ever. Let's just freaking... People just losing their mind over Ruby Rose being cast. And I'm just like, guys, hey, let's just take a look at history here. Michael Keaton was cast. People lost their mind. Heath Ledger was cast. People lost their mind. Ben Affleck was cast. People lost their mind. Surprise, surprise. And then after they portrayed those roles, these people are like, hey, they actually did a pretty good job. We should have just given them a choice in the first place. And I think that's what we need to do for Ruby Rose. Let's give her a chance to mess it up or do a good job before we call her down and say it's going to be horrible. That's just my opinion. Let's just wait and see. And in other DC TV news, Grant Gustison's new suit, you may or may not know, got leaked. Okay, full stop. I'm just going to admit it now. I'm here. I'm editing the video that you're currently watching, and I pronounce Grant Gustin's last name Gustison. It was like my fifth take on that part, trying to get all the words out, make sure it wasn't so long, and I said the name wrong. Chances are I probably always said his name wrong because I've never really had to say his name out loud to anyone who actually knows who he is. And you know how it is when you get a wrong word, you read it one way and you pronounce it wrong and you just always pronounced it wrong, and then someone says it right and you're like, what? That's not right. And they're like, yes it is. And then they correct you and you're like, oh, I feel like a dope now. I've been saying it wrong for the last couple of years. Yeah, one of those things. The same thing happened with Cadmus. I know it's C-A-D-M-U-S, Cadmus. There's no extra I vowel there, but for some reason for years I've pronounced it Cadmus. And it's just something I've always done, and you better believe I heard about it in the comment section down below of any video that I had to say the word Cadmus in it. It's pronounced Cadmus, C-A-D/M-U-S, like multiple times. I get it, it's a playful correction, and you're probably going to do the same thing here because I called him Grant Gustison, so playfully tear me a new one away. Might as well. On with the video. Someone with a cell phone camera was like, I'm going to take a picture of that and leak it online. And because it leaked online, it's not a good shot of Grant. It's not, for one, it's not the finished product. It is not the finished suit that leaked online. So that's a big problem. Number two, it's not a flattering image of Grant in that suit. So that's a problem as well. And people lost their mind as well. Those of us who are happy to see a Flash suit that's not completely covered in leather finally are like, hey, this stands to be probably one of the most accurate television Flash costumes that we've seen in a long time. Now, since then, an actual image has also been revealed of Grant in the suit, and the suit's not terrible at all. I think it's a different take on the suit, but I like that. I like the going more and more comic accurate with every season. I think that's a good thing. Anyway, I digress. The point is, this suit leaked online, and then Grant had to deal with a wave of people just crapping on him and body shaming. Why should Grant have to deal with body shame because the suit leaks? In my opinion, I think that this is how I see things. As someone who is involved in superhero culture, who likes superhero culture, that sees value in it, that wants to kind of emanate the good things that I see in superhero culture, for me, powers come second. It's not about the flight, the speed, the strength, the rings, the psionic abilities, the cybernetic, body parts. For me, it's all about the character of these individuals. And then the powers after. The powers, how they use their powers, exemplifies the character of the individual. And so, for me, as someone who's involved in superhero culture, I can't ever imagine, just as a human being in general, let alone someone who's involved in superhero culture for that matter, I can't imagine saying some of the nasty things that Grant had to deal with because of this suit. I think, wow, that's just terrible. So, again, like with Batwoman, like with Ruby Rose, let's just wait and see how it looks in the first episode of the new season of Flash. Or at least until we see it in the promo, what he's dressed like, before people begin to lose their mind with this new suit. And to all the people saying, Grant just needs to man up. Shut up! Every time the guy even puts the suit on, he's manning up. Okay, so now that we've got that out of the way, but with more costume news. I hate calling them costumes. Superheroes don't wear costumes. They wear uniforms. They wear outfits. They don't wear costumes. In uniform news, Batman's uniform is going to be going back to a pre-New 52 look with the black and the gray, the solid bat, the pouch belt, and get this, the outside undies. Yes, that's right. The trunks are making a comeback, and they are going to be permanent. They're going to be just like with Superman. A lot of people surmised, oh, it's just for that issue. Nah, nope. The trunks are back to stay with Superman, and it'll be the same thing with Batman. And they're answering the reason for this in continuity. They're not going to make us wait as long as they did with Superman for why he had the trunk suit back all of a sudden. It's because Batman can't wear the same suit he was wearing when the cat stood up the bat at the altar on the roof. Same thing. He needs to go back to a more simpler time and go back to his roots and remember why he does what he does. And he just can't, the bottom line is he can't wear that same suit anymore. DC's reasoning for this, aside from story, is they're embracing the past. They're embracing the historicalness of this character. And this character, as far as the iconic look goes, wears trunks. I say go for it. I mean, as much as I totally get that some people don't want Batman to have the trunks. They're like, why is he wearing trunks? Batman shouldn't have trunks. That's not right. I'm like, yeah, I get it. Batman, a dude going out fighting crime in a pair of outside trunks over his suit, really is kind of weird. But then I'm like, but the guy also wears a cape with scallops and has pointy ears and manages to keep like a huge arsenal of stuff in pouches and none of it falls out when he's swinging around Gotham. And people don't think that's weird. As a side note, how the heck did Batman fit all that stuff in his old capsule belt for all those years? They were just capsules for Pete's sake. Oh, and one pocket up the back. Point being, for better or for worse, whether you're a fan of it or not, the suit with the trunks and the iconic pouches is making a comeback. I'm pretty excited about it, but maybe you're not. Let me know in the comments section below how you feel about the return to trunks for Batman, just like as it was with Superman. Something else that I haven't mentioned that I'm actually pretty stoked about is Anatomy of a Metahuman. It's basically an anatomy book for DC characters written from Batman's point of view, his perspective. Of course, because Batman is prepared for everything, so why wouldn't he know the anatomy of Superman and all the other heroes? But that's really exciting because we've never had a reference, a resource, an in-continuity resource for how, say, Superman's heat vision works. We've had explanations, but we're actually getting imagery. We're getting, and it's an anatomy book of how the metahuman's powers work. I think that is awesome. I am so excited about that. Seriously, that's going to be my book pick for the year. I swear to God. And it's an anatomy book, but it's to do with superheroes. Either way, I think it's going to be a fun read, and I'm picking it up, and I really suggest that you pick it up too, if you're a hardcore DC fan and you're interested in the mechanics of how the metahuman anatomy works. Now, other stuff to kind of talk about is that next wave of multiverse figures should be coming out soon. It's slated for August, which means really Walmarts aren't going to start seeing them for another couple months, but it comes out in August. So honestly, if you want to have them sooner, your best bet is to pre-order them from somewhere that's going to get them in as close as to when they come out, because they are slated for an August release. And yeah, I think that's it. I think I've kind of rambled on about everything I was thinking on talking about. Like I said, this was going to be one of those videos where I'm just kind of talking and chatting about stuff. If you want me to do more of this kind of thing on the channel, like once a week or something like that, let me know. They're kind of impromptu. There's no script. I just sit down and talk about the DC things that have kind of popped into my mind that I've been seeing from the past week, so I never really know what I'm going to be talking about. And there might not even be anything that week that I really want to talk about, so... But if you do want to see more of this kind of thing, let me know down in the comments below, and maybe I can make it like a weekly thing. But yeah, other than that, I guess I'm done. So if you've enjoyed the video, could you do me a favor and leave a thumbs up on it so I know that I'm doing something that you're enjoying? Sound off down below if you have anything to say about any of the topics that I covered, be it on Batwoman or the Flash costume or on Batman getting the trunks back. Let me know down in the comments what you're thinking about these things. But please, as always, be respectful of one another in the comment section below. Don't tear someone's fandom down, and try to be really, just be nice to people. There's no need to get your point across and be rude to people at the same time. Also, do you see that blank bulletin board back there? You know why it's blank? It's because it's waiting for you guys to write me letters, send me postcards, and draw me pictures. I think that would be really awesome. You don't have to send me, you should see Giganta's feet kind of sticking up back there. You don't have to send me figures. That's not what it's about. It's about getting the letters and reading your letters and looking at your pictures and showing your artwork. So I'll leave my P.O. box down in the description below. As always, write me a letter. I'd love to get a letter from you. I'd love to get a picture from you. And maybe, just maybe, I can formulate a competition where I can get one of the Super Friends to draw on the cover of my Action Comics 1000. That is an awesome idea! Holy jumpins! So yeah, send me your test work submissions for my cover of Action Comics 1000, and the winner will get my comic mailed to them. You can draw on it and then mail it back. This is such a rad idea. Other than that, I think I've covered pretty much everything. The like and the comment and all that, so I guess that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you'd like to see more of my face show up on your YouTube subscription box, and I'll see you next time. Alright, bye. I'm leaving. You can stay here if you want, but I'm out of here. Bye. Seriously, I'm leaving. I'm going into the next room. Going into my office. I told you I was going to my office. I wasn't lying. Look at this. I came into my office and scared the living bejesus out of my turtle. He freaked out. He was up here sunbathing. And then he jumped in like, what the heck? Hey, say hi, Rocky. Say hi. Dude, I said to say hi. Oh, I forgot. You're a turtle. You can't talk. Never mind.